Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's week so far has been pretty good. We're chilling again tonight. We're doing more Nier Replicant. Sure, I am so sure we are close to the end of this. So we're gonna pretty much play through tonight. Hopefully get the first ending. Hopefully. And from there we will see where we yes, in a way, find out where playthrough 2 takes us. Because we'll have a lot of side missions and bits and pieces that we need to try and clean up as well. Which, I think for the second half of the game, I don't see a point in trying to clear them out at this time. And the reason being is that I really just want to see how this ending's going to go. So... yeah, that's the agenda for tonight, is to try and get through this first ending. And then we'll go from there. So I think right now we need to go to the Lost Shrine. Talk to the new fairy guy.
Oh there, get.
Actually, why is it being marked in it?
Oh there.
Maybe he wants me to take a different way there. Let's just try this.
Are we ready?
Let's all make it back alive, okay?
It's a plan.
It's a plan. Whether it's the best plan, who knows? But it's a plan. See, the shade's already out. With my volume. Pretty loud. Hang on. It's a little bit better. Alright. We'll go up the ladder. There'll still be a lot of shades here. Oh, top. Oh god. It's a big wall. I hate my magic. No, I can't. I'm not very good though. We went out of range? Oh, this guy's annoying. No, get back up, just don't go down. I don't know if I can get him somewhere else. That spot's really shitty to try and hit that guy. I'll fly up. What? This guy. I just went up the ladder and he just tried to boot me off straight away. What a prick. Well, his armor's gone at least. Okay, we're inside the temple. Geez, that outside alone was like pretty annoying. We might as well kill everyone here. Go to the top. The guys from behind. These are the little guys. I kind of wish I spent more time here in the shrine, so at least I know what's going on. Or the areas that I can and can't access and whatnot. I don't think it's this way. Oh man, you got screwed being stuck in that corner. Let's keep it moving. Oh, that's a big boy. Okay, double hit. Complex machine, eh? So we do have to go through this way. Ooh. Grab all the medicinal herbs first. Hmm. Ah, come on, I saw that. Elaborate machine. This is probably a good spot for farming. Should have came here earlier. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. Must be getting closer. Whoa, shit. You would? Technical guide. Just the room? Mm-hmm. Guessing it's out this way. Oh shit. Oh, wasn't concentrating there. Almost fell off. Okay, so I gotta go through all this again. I never remember. How did I do this last time? Moira, how are you? Happy Tuesday. You know what that means. That means only one more day at the office and then you get to work from home. YouTube was failing you. Why would hell? What's wrong with YouTube? You break it. Yeah, but it's the last day of the office. Last day at the office for the week. One more day. It's not a bad thing. Only one more day. So, hey, did you, God damn, these bullets. Are you gonna wait on the, Pokemon Snap? No, we were debating about it yesterday. Considering that even if you bought it from Mighty 8, you'll still have to wait until next week. But then that's the only time you're gonna be back up on the public transport. Asshole. I would have thought, and forgive my ignorance, in your industry you'll be dealing with a lot of them. My understanding would be that they would be so demanding because of the service that they're paying for. And because they're paying for it, they expect the whole world. Instead of saying, if you don't screw it up, this wouldn't be a problem, I just had to ignore the shittiness and do the math for them. Yeah, people are just like that. Ah, you bought it, yeah. You bought it from 8, yep. Do you remember playing the original? Or why is it? Camera angle's looking up. I don't actually know what's here. I'm like looking around before I enter this. There's some magical item hiding around here. I think I vaguely remember playing like the original on the 64. My friends were like Pokemon crazy fans. The Game Boy versions, the trading card game when it first came out. Whole shebang. And Pokemon Stadium was the one that they really enjoyed. You know, they get to see their Pokemon on a big screen TV and whatnot. Even though there wasn't really like a proper mode. You basically just used your Game Boy. I think it was just Game Boy. I don't think it was Advance. You basically just use your Game Boy save file and just choose your Pokemon from there and fight each other. Which was still pretty cool, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I was never a fan of games, let alone the TV show. Don't deal with direct customers, I deal with brokers who think giving their client back $500-600 isn't worth it. What? I'm always down. Yeah, maybe this is why I'm not a good business person. I'm always down to give a little back, especially if it's, you know, repeatable business or oil business or whatnot. Yeah, I don't know.
Such an ominous
Yeah, Nintendo
sight,
64.
and yet I find it strangely nostalgic.
Yeah. This is where Vice and I first met. And first fought together.
Wow! This is where you used to live, Vice?
Well, yes, I suppose. In a technical sense.
Pretty nice digs for a floating magazine.
At least it was free from annoying hussies like yourself.
They keep calling her a hussy. Or cannot turn back from this point. Are we doing this? I think we're doing this. Yeah, but then the broker might have to do something or admit they made a mistake.
And now
Oh, look.
the path is open.
Gotta be humble sometimes, right? If you made a mistake, you just gotta own it. Own it. do whatever it is you need to do to rectify it or make the customer happy, whatnot, and you know, just move on from it. And no, I don't want to be famous. I want to be famous. I'll do a bloody kiddie pool stream instead. Point of no return. This is it. First ending. Incoming. He's got to be hiding around here. There's no map too, so I can't really tell where I can and can't go. I guess it's pretty straightforward, pretty linear. So last night, oh, two-handed Phoenix sword, eh? Yeah. So last night I got I don't know, I was just looking at my Steam library and whatnot, and this isn't the same room, right? Anyway, I re-downloaded Warhammer Vermintide 2. Like I just hear or read all these reviews and whatnot and comments. People praise it quite a bit. Question is, when am I going to try and play it? It's a different story. Did I miss something? It can't be the same, right?
To whom does the true voice speak? To whom does the true form show itself? You must answer.
It can talk!
I ask, why did humans disappear from the world?
The hell is this?
I believe this is some manner of password.
Password?
Yes. The correct answer should grant us access to the castle. I feel confident I have heard this somewhere before.
I don't remember this.
To whom does the true voice speak? To whom does the true form? I ask, why did humans disappear from the world? You must answer.
Black disease?
I answer, because of a black disease. I ask, how can humans extend their lives?
By acquiring losers, no. Acquiring leaves of the sacred tree? That doesn't sound right.
I answer, by acquiring leaves of the sacred tree.
Send us back to the beginning. Okay, trial and error time. Alright, let me set up for this one here. A bit sloppy. Okay.
Blast. I appear to have made an error. To who? Why did you must...
Okay, so it was black disease.
I answer, I ask, how can humans extend their lives?
It's an odd answer, by separating body from soul.
I answer, by separating body from soul. I ask, what is the destination of souls?
They are in the promised land, bursting with light. They are placed in their corresponding shells. This seems like... I want to answer this one, but why do I have this suspicion? It's the one that makes... It's the most crazy response.
I answer, they are placed in their corresponding shells.
Very well.
What?
You are acknowledged as master. You may enter.
Well then, it seems the way is open.
What are these two doing here?
It's the twins from your village.
Popola, Devila, what are you doing here?
Hey, any chance you'll just go back to the village?
What?
This is a very dangerous place. Even if you can find Yona here, you probably can't get her out.
How did you get here?
Shh. We're asking the questions right now.
Yeah, right, let's head back.
What are you two doing here?
I'm not going to answer that. You can figure it out yourself.
We're here to rescue Yona.
No dice, huh? Well, I guess we don't have a choice then. No, I suppose not. How sad.
Are they actually gonna fight us? Why? What?
We didn't want to fight you. We really didn't want to.
Are they with the Shadow Lord?
Devil, what's happening?
Sorry, but this fate was predetermined. Still, we spoke to truth. We really wanted to avoid this if possible. We were hoping to
teleport.
put it off for 100 years or so, until the next generation came along.
What are you talking about?
Are they shades?
I don't think so.
It's a lie.
They control too much magic to be shades. Okay. Magic doesn't really work on me. And that dance.
We never thought you'd grow to be this powerful.
This is madness. Why do you block our path?
You have no cause to speak so with us, Grimoire Vice. You are a traitor.
He's a what?
What now?
You're not shades. I don't think they're shades.
They copied my powers.
Shit on a shingle. They can use the sealed verses.
Of course we can. The power came from us in the first place.
But they created
We
it.
simply learned a small portion of it. Vice, are you all right?
Is he muted?
Popola, why are you guys doing this? Why are you siding with the shades?
What is going on here?
Why?
The answer to every riddle lies within the heart of the Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord. So you've been on his side this whole time?
You must search for that answer yourself. You've got to face your own truth now. Please, enter the Shadow Lord's castle.
What, they're not actually gonna stop us?
Devila and Popola are fighting us.
Yes, they do seem to be putting us through a great deal of...
You okay, Vice?
How odd. For long years, my mind and tongue have been my greatest assets. But now the latter seems to be... Well,
Vice?
do not look at me like that. I am Grimoire Weiss. I am perfect.
Why does he sound so robotic? Also, if he's the Dark Book, then what would the Light Book... Wait, so if he's the Dark Book...
I think I hear a waltz.
If he's the Dark Book, the Light Book's with the Shadow Lord. Is the Shadow Lord actually the bad guy? Are we the bad guys?
It certainly is a grand affair.
Bunch of fancy bastards.
They're all shades.
I think we're locked in!
It's not like I was planning to leave.
Yeah, it's a bit late for that.
Die already! Get out of the corner. Corner's not good. We're just stumbling forward. I'm about 30%. I think I will use that. Another word? Magic level +9. Again, Vice doesn't remember. Maybe he's the bad guy. Yeah, I mean, if he is, then we've been bad guys as well, right? Like, we were helping this dude. Or is he helping us? Like telling us a false narrative? Like, on how to save our sister and whatnot? Well, we're gonna find out. We are so close. Well, we're so close to one of the endings, so I don't even know if it's actually gonna plus the full story or not. Clearly not, but we'll shine some light. What items to use? So let's start using them. Oh, this guy again.
Damn it! I won't stop coming!
open the next door. Cover me.
Oh, how I do love good.
Vice, you crazy.
Oh, right. Protect the hussy, yes? Good plan. Let's go.
Protect Kaine for us.
Shield, drop the shield.
Come on. Come on.
Kaine, hurry!
It's not open yet?
Do I look like a goddamn locksmith to you?
Yeah, auto magic. That hurt.
No, you idiot. What are you doing?
Lock doesn't want to open? Fine. I'll just break it down.
Stop, you impatient fool.
Goddamn no good bullshit bastard! Open the fuck up already! Ugh! Got it.
Kylie, look out!
These things are freaking me out. Kaine, what's wrong?
We need to help Kaine.
Yeah, well, we need to clear the room first, don't you think?
We need to help Kaine.
Okay, fine.
You okay?
Yeah, but we got problems.
Emerging? Holy shit. A boar? Ah, man.
We don't need forgiveness, asshole.
Kaine?
What? Does she understand?
Damn it.
Okay, gotta somehow get dodging that quickly.
How should I know?
Kaine, are you all right?
I'm fine. Let's just kill some shit and move on, alright?
Is she actually talking to them?
Damn shit.
Oh dear.
An armored one? What?
Can we even hurt this thing?
Fuck. Oh no.
I can't stop now. Damn it.
Stay focused, Kaine. Don't fall victim to such distractions.
Come on. We have to keep going.
Let's go. This way. Move.
Okay, we're up. What the flip? Oh, another one. Goon lance. Not as powerful still. Sunrise seems to be good.
Up here!
Maybe after some upgrades. What's following us? Holy shit.
Please, hurry!
Ah! I kind of want to know if there was like any loot back there. Guess I won't be able to find out. Check in another room.
Damn it, I can't get it open!
Attack incoming!
The entrance is locked too!
It seems we are in a bit of a predicament.
What do we do? Let's wait for cutscene. That's what we needed to do. Wait for the cutscene. Whoa.
傘程度と地いるとって
レズチワセヨーリギッタオキットだアナペルアトシデンチウセキヨンイラコク
Hello?
かで
What are you doing here?
サルリスしたカイザムとキロだろ
You are correct.
Oh.
アラトテサンセータ
ルワリワリトテトロスハンカチキンデ But
アナペルアト
ロンダンでキリゴイタニ
サチチサタト止めるたカイザムチ
They got the door open for us.
That's it! Get out!
えタッカー奇跡
We out of here. Thanks, boys.
Hey! Stop! Let me go! Stop it! Damn it! King, no!
Wait, wait, wait.
次後でアリクラーサアコ
No! Open the door! You can't fight that thing on your own!
ユククオタオキアルタリエトクルトコチイルカテケタルイトエチケロアルテリアだせ
リュウジ
各石技師
真鍮カレルタカイザムテラス
なんだアラタテウラーヌペルアトチ
ウラーヌカレバルトトラチ Open the damn door!
Knock it off already. Let's go.
Kaine.
He's fighting for you. And for Fira. Don't let him die for nothing.
My friend.
God, how many doors? I got some explaining to do.
Devila! Popola!
Oh, look. You made it. We've been waiting for so long.
Why are you doing this?
It began 1300 years ago. Humanity, finding itself on the brink of extinction, undertook a last-ditch rescue plan called Project Gestalt.
Gestalt?
Do you still not remember, Grimoire Weiss? Then let's give you a refresher.
Obtain Project Gestalt documents.
Weiss! My mind. I remember. Devila. Popola. You are not human. In fact. Oh no.
Yeah, sometimes the truth can be a real bitch. You want to finish that thought for him, sister? All of us, every person standing in this room, are mere shells created by the true humans.
Wait, we're fake?
What are you saying?
You still don't get it? You aren't human.
So then humans, I mean, the true humans, are extinct?
No. They still live on. You
Oh.
know them as shades.
Dear Lord.
Each shade is a twisted remnant of what was once a human being.
Crazy, huh? Now let's skip the part where you stand there with your mouths agape and just get down to business.
Well, she caught me out there.
Wait. Wait.
Sorry, but we're gonna be needing that shell of yours. The rightful owner has been waiting for a very long time. Please don't be angry with us. We are only doing our duty. Our endless existences have a single purpose: to control the lives of others in accordance with the will of the true humans. You have your own motives, your own desires. And we have ours. I fear it really is just that simple.
Don't speak such foolishness.
Sorry.
So we've been killing human souls? Oh.
You and us, we're the same. Tools in the hands of a master.
Can I only attack one or the other?
I'm nothing like you.
She gives her the barrier. I guess I can stop the barrier. Let's see purple. I can't do shit. What? Where'd she come from?
Devila? Devila? Popola, are you crying? No, don't die. You know, Popola, I understand now why we're twins. It's because we were born without souls. Devila, I can't stop the bleeding. Oh God, I can't stop it. This world is too lonely for one without a soul. There's too much emptiness. Our souls are missing. And yet somehow our tears still work. It's kind of weird. Sorry, sis. I love you. Devila! Devila! Don't you go! No, I can't be alone!
Let's stop this now.
Stop? Now you want to stop? You think you have the luxury to stop? You cut down my sister like a goddamn animal and now you want to stop? Popola, wait! It doesn't have to— No one stops! It's way too late to stop! No one stops!
Please, don't do this, Popola! You and Devila were like parents to me!
Those two have watched the world wither for time immemorial. The coolness of such a fate is difficult to imagine.
I don't want to do this! I don't want to fight her!
Stop bitching and start fighting. It's the only way.
Okay, I'm gonna have to range her. I land any hits on her. Bullet hell is real. Holy shit. Get in early. Let's tank it. Sevis man, how's it going? Happy Tuesday. I hope your Tuesday day has gone well. I need to give you a recap of what the fuck just happened.
The bridge!
Blast! We're trapped!
I got an idea.
Wait, he can do that?
I fear we're done for.
It'll be all right. You know, when I was young, I hated my eyes. And now that I'm older, I hate what my body has become. But there's something else there now. Something like pride, you know? I mean, without all this, I couldn't have become your friend. Goodbye, my friends. Thank you for everything.
Wait, what is he gonna do?
よ。
For so long, all I could do was destroy. But now, I have a chance to save something.
No!
Now get going, okay?
Emil.
Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine.
Emil! Emil!
Emil! You jackass, get back here!
Oh dear. Kaine's so unstable, and Vice can't stop arguing with people. I hope they can hold it together once I'm gone. Well, I guess they'll just have to learn. I want to see you again. I want to see all of you again. Just one more time. I'm scared. I don't want to die.
Shit. Oh boy. Okay, so he just evaporated that whole section. And the recap from yesterday is not the recap we're talking about. The recap was the one that just happened like within the last 40 minutes. Or 20 minutes. Implode, whatever, self-destruct. He went full freaking. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, Kane.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Health is so fucked. Okay, the recap that happened in the last 20 minutes. Basically, we are not humans at all. Like, no one is. And all the shades are apparently humans. This whole time, we're killing human lives. And we're just... We're copies. we're like dummies, I guess is the best way to put it. We're clones. So the ghost girl on the boat yesterday was apparently human. Or a living... They were actually living things, and we're not. We are fake. Yeah, it's... I don't know. Anyway, I need to pee. I'm gonna get to the bathroom. I'm gonna get some... it's just so, like, what the hell? Like, Emil was a weapon. When we found out he was a weapon from the start of the second half of the game, it was, like, that was disclosed to us. Okay, so we can understand that. So from the passwords and the talk about souls, you are the bodies of the humans, and the shades of the souls. It must be, right? Like, we are just the bodies, and the shades of the souls. And I think Devila was saying something before about how we've, like, she was insinuating that we've come, like, self-conscious. So, wait a minute. So the Shadow Lord is me? Okay, you know what? Break time. I can't. I need a pee. Okay, we're back. Okay, let's see here. Passwords are about removing the souls from the bodies and putting them in appropriate vessels, and the twins said they had no souls. So yeah, but didn't the twins also say that they were created for this purpose? Like, they weren't meant to be human in the first place? Who's the twins? The twins were the two girls. Oh, Devila and Popola. Were they in Nier Automata? Yeah, they were actually. But yeah, so those two twins. So the ones that we go to get the quest, one in the library and whatnot. The ones with the purple hair. Burgundy hair. But the thing I don't know about is what about Kane? Like, I just had this thought while I was taking a break. Like, she's okay, so if she has the disease, does that mean that the Shade is trying to infuse, and it's like, Shade is trying to take its body back? And would that be the same thing for our sister? Oh god, all these... Seeing all these things like news coloring books, are these literally children? Ow, ow. Full strength 30. I think the purpose is to keep the world turning, keep it all the same, keep the cycle going. But they also said that they wanted to delay this from happening for another 100 years. Oh shit, there's a lot. By coming here, you're moving too far out of your large box. I mean, I guess at some point they were meant to integrate all the shades back to the soul, back to all the souls back to their bodies. I don't even know.
Yona!
Is it actually me?
This ends here.
Can't really tell.
Hold nothing back.
That's the other book.
How can a mere tool hope to stand against the Shadow Lord?
Don't speak in such a manner, fool. I am nothing like you.
Oh, shit. Ah! You're fine. Watch out. What? You gotta find the Kingdom Hearts, yo. This is some Kingdom Hearts convoluted story shit. I guess the books share the same power? Wait, isn't that both books were created by Dilla and populated?
I'm as fit as a fit.
Found that block pretty poorly. Whoa. Ow, ow. Stop it. Break him, break him.
Wait.
I bet that other book's just a copy as well. The darkness, Buzz Lightyear. Don't give in to the darkness. Dude, apparently we are the darkness.
Brother?
Yona.
Please, just stop. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't need someone else's body. I don't want it. There's another girl inside this body. I can hear her. She won't stop crying. She says she wants to see her brother.
Yona's been possessed?
This girl loves her brother too, just as much as I do. It's not right, you know? It's not right that she can't see him.
Someone Google Translate this.
isn't it?
Yes, it's me. Let's go home.
I'm really sorry. I don't know what to... I'm so very sorry. No matter what. Just know that... I love you.
Hurry. The shade that possessed her is gone.
What? I thought...
Watch over Yoda for me. You want me to understand your sadness?
How are they meant to merge them? Like,
Think I'm gonna sympathize with you? I swore to protect my sister and my friends. If someone puts them in danger, they must stand aside or be cut down. Now come on, let's finish this. Weiss, what's wrong?
You're freaking me out here, Vice.
What are you doing? Come some. Strike.
Bryce, what are you saying? Okay, he's on full aggressive mode. Wait until I get my magic back up.
No bother. One moment, please.
You okay?
Fine, just fine. Alright, no, I'm not.
Weiss,
It seems some headstrong idiot has decided to push me beyond my limits. I should have taken that job as a cookbook when I had the chance.
Weiss, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Only joking. I hate cookbooks. But let's go. Out of the way. I have one final task to fulfill.
Where are you going?
Why, to stop him, of course. But after that, it's up to you. Only you can see this battle to its conclusion. I wish you luck, my friend.
You can't. I swore I'd always fight by your side.
You're an exceedingly stubborn lad. You know that is. Perhaps that's why I've so enjoyed our time together. But I fear this is where our journey ends.
Weiss!
Oh, and remember what I told you about using my full name? Well, forget it. I've grown rather fond of Weiss.
Weiss. I knew you'd come around.
Don't let it go to your head now.
No more magical powers? No more magical powers.
Something to defend. I have a reason to live.
You think this bullet hell's gonna stop me? Okay, maybe it will. Oh dear.
Is Yona all right? Oh God, no.
Oh, please, the girl is fine.
Vice? Where are you? Are you okay?
I am as well as can be, considering I have lost my physical form.
So you're just floating around in the air?
Doubtless my voice will be the next to go, so listen closely. Your sister is safe. Do not mourn her, and do not give up hope. Instead, you must call her back to you.
How?
Use your memories. Recall the times you spent with her. Present her with proof that the two of you live still, and that your lives have meaning.
I don't know.
Typical. But take heart. I know you can do it.
Our
What's
friendship.
my favorite food?
Oh crap.
Cookies. What's my favorite book? That's my magic storybook. What's my favorite place?
Oh, they're asking me the question. I had to answer them. I was about to say watermelon.
Home with you. What's my favorite flower? The lunar tear, of course. Okay, one more question. Who do I love more than anyone?
Oh, so I put my character's name? Is that it?
Is that you?
Yona.
Is this my body?
Yes, Yona. It's yours and yours alone.
You look bigger than before. Like you've grown up.
Well, yeah. I guess you haven't seen me for a while.
Have I been asleep this whole time?
Something like that.
It's almost like I'm a princess from some fairy tale.
Oh, Yona. I'm so happy to have you back.
Me too.
Kaine.
You and your sister, you have a good life, okay?
Where are you gonna go?
Guess I'll...
You could stay with us, you know.
Thanks, but I'll pass. You know how it is. I got my own shit to take care of.
What do you mean?
Personal shit, alright? Anyway, take it easy, yeah?
Kaine.
Hey, look. It's beautiful.
Just ignore Kane.
For the longest time, I heard someone telling me how they wanted to see the light. And now, they can finally see it. Thank you. I love it. It's so sunny today.
Yeah, it sure is.
What the fuck? Okay, so it's the first ending. Yeah, that's the first ending. Okay, so recap. We are clones. The humans, the people that look like humans are apparently clones, and the shades are human souls. So you saved one brother and sister by murdering another brother and sister, pretty much. Like we saved the clone brother and sister and killed the actual human brother and sister. I still don't know what happens with Kane. Like, does she have her soul, have her shade with her, and they're fighting over who takes control? Is that it? Because I don't think, like, I guess it'll be, how does the soul get back to human form? And I only just realized this. Does it mean that the brother and sister, the shade version, was us from the very beginning? And they only got the powers after they touched the book. Yeah, but the thing is that the bodies have to be manufactured a clone, right? Because what I'm thinking here is that the shade, the brother and sister shade, was us from the very beginning. And then 1400 years later, there we are. They must be manufacturing the bodies. But I guess we'll find out an ending. Okay, hang on. I need to Google this shit. On how to make sure I get endings B, C, D, and there's also ending E. Let's have it here. ending requirements. No spoilers here. It shows multiple how to do multiple endings. Okay, so all I have to do is just play the save file that's going to offer me at the end of this. And it's going to show us new scenes, additional story reveals, and I guess at the same time it gives me a chance to clear out maybe a few more side quests, because ending C requires me to collect all the weapons. And ending D is apparently the canon, the original ending. I need to do a weapon check. But I got all the weapons from... I got all the weapons from the first half of the game. It's the second half. It's got a list. It should have a list somewhere. I'm gonna save it. Here it is. Hey. Audio cleared out of file after completing the game. Got a wardrobe now. The outfits. Change music. Okay. Alright, a few things unlocked. We just continue.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway...
Yeah, Replicant, you just got it. This is the second half of the game. Well, this is definitely different. Another text adventure. Oh boy, okay. Sound of rain filled the village. Steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. In thin wisps of smoke streamed from our huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, fork-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vein, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked, rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on. The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vein slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo, Kane. A voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the area. As Kane struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kane's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kane turned to leave. Before she could move more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kane knew those were not the eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to the sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kane was something to be hated, and if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. He can't hurt me, he can't hurt me, he can't hurt. Oh look, the little freak is crying. Is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kane prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless, a failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kane couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. Old meat? What? Ugh. The boy grabbed Kane's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No? Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. But even taking his attention from Kane, he called to his cohorts. Come on guys, let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kane. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kane curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get it, you freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kane ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak, freak, freak. Kane closed their eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kane was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kane. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was wrapped on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. "Hurts like a bitch donut. Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kane again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it." Why does this sound like Kane? The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand of Demo, who was using it to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. "Ow," he screamed, leaping to his feet. "Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That thing could have killed me." The last Kanea must have the soul of this ancient woman. The old woman shrugged. "Death is the best cure for stupid." Demo's face twisted with rage at her words, locking his eyes with Kane. Took a step backward and spat on the ground. "Get out. Leave this village. No one wants you here. Either of you." Then the old woman grabbed another stone. Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. "Huh. Look at that fat boy go. Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight." The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kane. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. "Oh, Kane," she said, "why don't you fight back? You're stronger than that." The words of her grandmother stung Kane, and she turned away. "Don't be nice to me," she said. "I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore." Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. "Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead." As Kane's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hand on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kane found herself unable to turn away. "Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt that crossing. It's no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand?" The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. "You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kane. You know because you survived it." As the words hit home, Kane was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kane had called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kane and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kane truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all those things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kane's pain and loneliness, it was her. "Do I make you sick, Grandma?" "Of course not. Don't be an ass." Kane drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. "But my body, it's not normal." "If I was normal, then Mum and Dad wouldn't—" "Hush," interrupted Grandma. "I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell." With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kane's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kane want to cry all over again. "Oh my gosh, these are Luna tears. Grandma, you made this for me?" Lunatiers were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kane reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kane to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kane's heart burn. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. Didn't quite turn out right, said grandmother, as she squinted at it. These old hands have had trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kane blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Of course you are. What a fool thing to say. Okay. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. They're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. Long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kane took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kane gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kane stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin like lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world. Kane let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. She turned and headed for home. The lights scattered into a million particles vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Oh boy, how long does this go for? In the distance, Kane heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. Oh my body, it's not normal. Yeah, that is a strange thing to say, right? Like, do you already know from the start that she was part shade or something? Now, firewood being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe. Kane's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. Grandma, called Kane. That you, Kane? The other old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get too close, or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kane close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. As she scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma, do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something." The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled. "Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards." Relinquishing the axe, the grandmother picked up a long pole and wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kane knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kane did her best to help with her chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kane knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kane moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kane enjoyed the solitude, harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kane turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kane swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it. Ah, crap. She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with a blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kane redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. Pretty clumsy girl, you better practice if you... Her grandma suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Carlene dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandma. The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Get the bucket. Can't let it spill. Kane steadied the bucket with a foot, and she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress. But Kane didn't notice. Grandma? Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kane away. Stop that, just stop, she cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying, just tired from the trip is all. Kane desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words could. Her grandmother had lived a long life, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. A time when her grandmother watched over Kane was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kane came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. Grandma, you're sick. You need medicine. I'm going to the village. The old woman shook her head and tried to rise. Kane gently pushed her down. It's all right, she said. I'll be fine. Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it, goddammit, but I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kane strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kane moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. She encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kane finally found herself at the entrance to the village. A few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kane took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on an older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kane's presence. Hey lady, said Kane with a bravado she did not feel. Where's the apothecary? The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. How dare this thing speak to me? They seemed to say. Kane saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one. Which way? Kane repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kane cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. The new emotion had little time to take root. But as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, as his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. Oh my, he sputtered. I mean, what are you doing here, freak? Insult was delivered without force, and Kane happily ignored it, stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter. She asked the shopkeeper for the medication. Demo. That old bitch finally keel over? Go to hell, Demo. The boy's eyes grew so wide they seemed ready to fall out of his head. But before he could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kane under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some sort of indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic, but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kane a sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colours, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kane turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her and into nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead a long time now. Karen didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kane and smiled, handing her the medicine. He reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kane took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumours about you, he said. It's a small village, and the word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe. I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Kali, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Grandma's name is Kali? Or Kane suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crowns from the apothecary's hands. Your grandmother is an old friend of mine, he said as Kane scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. Excuse me. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kane murmured a quiet agreement. Inside her heart was bursting. Never before had her villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless. And with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kane returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kane to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her forearm. Back already, are you? Asked her grandmother with a yawn. Come here, let me have a look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kane from head to toe, finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild. She leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It was kind of fun, said Kane with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Asked her grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything but. Huh? So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kane removed the crowns from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother she was going to sketch her portrait. A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. Grandma, I'll make you live forever. Horse shit, said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crowns away and help with dinner. Kane would not relent. And in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house as if posing for a master artist. Kane took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kane finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It could have also been a boulder, lump of clay, or an incredibly misshaped loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colours. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. "Oh, Kane," she said between laughter, "you truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always." True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honour above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kane would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kane could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. "Hush," said the old woman. "I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud." She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kane and dropped to one knee. "Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before, and it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness." It was a moment that burned itself into Kane's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. He swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Times move on, and memories move on. Times move on, and people and memories move in and out of life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kane swore, because I will remember it forever. Okay. I need to take a break. I need some water because my throat's giving away here. So, short break time, and we'll continue. I did not expect to have this part, the second playthrough, start off as just pure text. Like, I was expecting like cutscenes or something, but anyway. Alright, quick break, get some water and stuff, and we will be right back. Try continuing with this. Okay, so Kane listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She had been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. "Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug." The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. "It's no bug, you fool girl. It's a berry. Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs?" "Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug," said Kane, "and I think it's burnt or something because it smells terrible." The berries. With that, Kane held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. "Oh yeah, that's terrible, alright." "Why, you little brat," laughed the old woman. "Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact." 5 years had passed since the moment when Kane's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kane could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kane started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning, Kane found lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. "Where are you going today?" asked Grandma suddenly. Kane looked up, surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. Well, I was gonna check out the Kalma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow. Stones, what the hell for? Kane stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around their home. Constructed mostly out of cloth, rope and rubble. The old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection. The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. God damn, girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let them come. We got nothing. We'd steal it anyway. I'm not worried about thieves. I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday. The old woman tilted her head and stared at her grandmother. Well, shoot, I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other. Grandma, no. If I don't go to the Kalma trees, we won't eat anything tonight, you know that. A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. Yes, she said after a bit. Yes, of course you're right. I'm sorry, Kane. Lately it seems my mind is... She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kane thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. You're going to be a true woman soon, Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. So that means less chatter about shades and building, defensive walls, and more talking about how beautiful you've become. Annoyed, Kane reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. You're a beautiful thing, said the old woman, and there ain't another like you in the world. I'm very proud of you. Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day. Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from? Gee, I wonder. I'll teach you to sass me, girl, yelled Grandma. Suddenly, she lurched forward and grabbed Kane by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. Grandma, yelled Kane in a quacking voice. Grandma, stop it. What the hell? The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it was the first time she had ever seen them. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just... Kane thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. Listen, she began. Maybe I should stay home after all. No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot, I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you. Kane rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kane could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself. But in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. Gods, she looks so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kane worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. With little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow. She only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kane pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she creased the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead, tracing its path with a finger. Kane suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No, oh gods, no. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if they were trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma? Grandma? Kane ran there, faster than she'd ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, as she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kane's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. Not just fire. Can't be fire, too much smoke. Gotta save her, gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt. The worst suspicions were confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random, chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kane, it let out a roar and flickered its tail, sending the small whirlwind spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time, Kane responded with a scream of her own. "Alright, you bastard," she thought as her scream echoed off the high cliffs around them. "It's you or me, let's go." The shade eyed Kane with bemused interest. Then it began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kane glanced towards the house. Through the smoke and flames she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" The sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive," thought Kane. "Alive." Kane's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard toward the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying, blasting Kane tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up now! As Kane struggled to her feet, the shade stomped toward the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kane lurched to her feet, only to fall back to earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. "Grandma? Hold on. Just a little longer." Her grandmother's face was turning blue, the eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kane pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flickered out its tongue. Its giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Bastards, laughing at us. He had no idea how such a mindless creature could express emotion, but there could be no doubt the shade was taking joy in their suffering. "Yeah, I see your plan." The shade moved its claw slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kane was close enough to touch her. "I'm gonna kill this bastard." Summoning all her strength, Kane rose to her feet. It was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted back, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back," she screamed. "Give her back to me." It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and set it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was latched to its foot. Anna had never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she laid on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke. "Kane?" Kane's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hand reaching out to her through the smoke. "Grandma? Kane, you gotta run. Can't beast this one." Kane grabbed her hands and held on with all her strength. "Grandma, come on, we have to go." The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kane's grasp and thumped to the ground below. "Grandma, no!" I said run, god damn it. You have to live. You have to get through. The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible, putrid smell assaulted Kane's nose once again. He started at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kane blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kane's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kane screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept towards its prey. Kane's body slowly rose, as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles, her head lollied dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kane seized the moment, laughing like a madwoman. She leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kane off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No. Can't die here. Can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kane's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And more killing it. Kill it now. As a spark that was Kane slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. Jeez, there's like 40 minutes of reading.
The beast approaches.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so this is the beginning of the second half of the game. Yep. Beginning of the second half of the game. First half is when we were kids, like 5 years prior. And we found Kane.
Even survived these past 5 years.
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today. My sword feels lighter.
It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
So the first half of the game ends as you first encounter the Shadow Lord, and he kidnaps your sister, and you get your ass kicked. And this thing, this shade, was attacking the village, and it was clearly after your sister, who was hiding in the library. And so what happens here is that we lure it down to the basement, and Kane then blocks the door, but she can't hold it. So Emil turns the door with her holding the door into stone to hold the beast. And this was when Emil had a human body. And then later, we help Emil find a way to remove the petrification. And as we help Emil try and find a way to remove the petrification, we find out that Emil is actually a weapon. Sorry, he's a backup of a weapon. The weapon is actually his sister. And he was the backup that if his sister ever gets out of control, he uses his petrification to stop her. And so we find the sister, and he basically infuses himself with his sister, and he loses his human body and becomes that ball with a skeleton floating around. Because we have that power, we now come back to this point and free Kane from the petrification. So yeah, that's like the gist of halfway of the story. Halfway point of the story. Gently, weakly, softly, the shade, sure that his tormentor was dead. Let me get back to my book here. Turnham stopped off toward the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagining, Kane tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought, with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Ha, cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are we? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo, she thought, at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. I like where this is going. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. I don't want to live forever. I want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kane and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kane opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop. No, don't hurt that picture. Kane reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture into the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kane turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. I look like that. Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kane laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for it to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if instantly had somehow found a way to take form. Kane wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish? Like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me. Ha 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 ha. Kane finally restored to shouting at the voice with her mind. I don't make wishes that don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Ha 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 ha, oh god, you are the best. Kane glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet and then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or was my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice, let it go. Kane tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it? Have what? Your body. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused, as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in their blood, just like before. In response, Kane shifted her head and vomited. The wrath of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kane was struck by the most powerful sensation she had ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small, whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now give me that body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. The black lump began to protrude from Kane's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eyes must be growing back too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. Stop. The black ooze hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Ah, what the hell, sunshine? Screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said I can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kane glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern of the shades, burning itself into her left arm. I'll be damned, said the voice cheerfully. Look at that, sunshine. I think you and me are gonna be good friends now. Kane stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop, gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, Kane took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favorite dish and I'm hungry. Let it go, feel the anger, burn with the fire of revenge, thirst for blood, then go out there and shut up, and get the hell out of my body. Your body? Oh, that's rich, sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kane grabbed a nearly shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade's infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kane screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Lenny, how are you? Sorry, I am currently going through some reading here. I am... Travis, where am I at? What? 15 minutes in on the second playthrough and it's nothing but reading. Ah, it's a novel. Hope you're doing well, Lenny. I hope you've had a fantastic Monday and Tuesday so far. and that the gods will grant you the best RNG you could possibly have in Maple Story this evening. Okay, anyway. Ha ha ha, stupid idiot girl, you're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kane. Yeah, possessed, you and me. We got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they'll get a load of you now. Kane looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So, listen, hear the voice. I know this whole position thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies? People want to kill you? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you? That big old shade that squashed your granny? Well, wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kane. You're a shade? Why would you help me kill another shade? What? You think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a good goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. So, this shade was clearly like a serial killer in another life. And maybe they didn't make... Yeah, actually. Maybe they didn't preserve or make a body for this one. And so he decided to pick on Kane. Anyway, Kane considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind. She enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. This shade be that shade who was killing people on that boat? Nah, so Kane, just a bit of backstory. When we first met Kane, she had she showed symptoms of like the black curse thing, which we didn't know was shades. We just thought that it was just a disease that was going to kill people. The fact is that now after going through this and reading 50 pages of fucking dialogue, she was on the brink of death, and the shade went to her and gave her power as long as he could, or it could, also use her body, you know, to live. After a long pause, the voice spoke again. So, how about it, you and me? We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kane. I'll handle the killing. Ha 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 ha, screamed the voice. Look at you go. Oh, Sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyran, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it, the more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour, and I like rotten and sour. Kane found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade. I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. When I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyran. Count on it. Ha, laughed Tyran. I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, you know, go soft, then I want to take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kane herself. Kane waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I am not a shade. I am Kane. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house. being careful to ignore a certain red stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of the lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it on her hair, then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn and the people of the area arose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive! Stay alive! Stay alive!
In the first playthrough,
Kaine, you gotta live! You gotta come back to us!
like we free her, we fight that thing, and then it all skips through here. This whole dialogue thing was a gap, a massive gap just to fill through as to what was happening in her mind throughout this whole time.
Oh, hey.
Oh, I'm gonna need some water.
Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow, you grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
Shit. That's a long time. Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great.
Kaine waking from her long petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all. Are you kidding me? You can't be serious!
Please try to understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it!
So yeah, Devila and Popola are like the, I guess, the leaders of this village. So these are the two twins.
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But...
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
So after saving the village, you know, they don't want a floaty skeleton
What
with a
is the
boar head
matter?
and a girl who apparently is a shade, half a shade.
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now. Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
I didn't get much sleep that night. For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. first time in my life I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades. Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself.
After finishing the first ending, like, he has no idea how bad he is. Or the Shades. Just, yeah, anyway.
I should apologize to Kaine and Emil, but what good would that even do? Wait, is that?
This is new.
Campfires are weird. I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid. Before the whole shade possession thing. My body is different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak.
Ooh, wait. So they're calling her a freak before the Shade. So, okay. I just have to get my bearings around as to what's going on here. So clearly, the villagers and the kids and everything else were bullying her when she was a kid. There was no shades or anything that was possessing her.
But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
Yeah. But I thought when she said that, like, obviously in my head, I thought to myself that it was a case of her being a shade, but clearly it's not. It's something else, right?
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
Sleep well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well.
Yeah, I want to find out, do I still have my side quests? Some of them have reset. Some of them have reset, but I want to know... Just trying to remember if the ones that I did finish stayed finish. They have. They have, alright. 61% complete. Okay, sweet. Alright, so we got side missions to try and clean up, because we also need to find ore. Or 30 weapons, I think it is.
What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
I have not heard you speak much about your mother.
She got the Black Scroll and died when I was little.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
I don't remember this.
In what way?
Well, here, take a look.
Why did it save?
Say there. Can you not hear me? Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed. Come now, there's the door.
Right.
What
Let's go.
the hell is this? I sound different too. This is the word of recycled vessel. This is the word of recycled vessel. Okay. What the hell is this? Doesn't look like we can go that way. Like, all he said was, read the book, and it's taken us here. Is this part of the book? You play as some old man? How tall is this thing? Is this endless? No. Oh, jeez, finally. What? The ladder. Ow. What the? Yeah, maybe his mom's writing about this guy. Maybe you're right. The Black Scroll, A Lost Destiny, a white book. Wait, that's what she was saying, right? In the book. White book is Grimoire Vice? I wasn't paying attention to the titles. What was the first hitter? I can't remember. Wasn't paying attention to it. Oh shit. Yeah, I don't think we were paying attention. We're like, what the hell's going on here? The diary entries from Jonas changed as well. Soldiers of Salt calling forth white death. They are legion. Those who plunge the world into darkness. Who shot that? Reset the world one. Ow. Okay, I was about to use my bloody two-handed. Oh. Put it open. Dragon's corpse brought death to the world, delivering unto it the power of magic. Spoiler alert. Back and guard. One more change. Word edit. So this has no words. Armor break and item drop. Okay, sure, let's do it. Reset the barrier. Oh! You think you're better than me? Okay, you're blocking. I don't like it. Let me get behind you. Yeah, or you can knock me down. Get out of the corner. Back to sickness stains the future. The journey to return to the soulless vessels. Wait, so this book from his mum was trying to explain how it all happened. Now we're playing a bloody side-scroller. Oh! Okay, alright, I missed that. Old school beat 'em up. Where's player 2? What are medicinal herbs? Okay, I'll go that way. Has to be this way. Nobody saw that. Don't worry about that. My controller glitched. I wasn't ready for that. Oh my god. Just don't even land on the platform. What am I doing? Ross, what am I doing? Okay, stop throwing. That one was a hard. Ow. Spooky outfit. 1000 XP. More medicinal herbs. Again. What is this mode? It's not part of a quest or anything. Like, what is this? Can I leave? I wonder if that was DLC or something.
My word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
I wonder if it was this, because that definitely wasn't there before. I don't remember picking up an item from that side. Right, I want to talk to Devla and Poplar first. We want to, I think after doing the mission, then it unlocks a lot of the side quests.
Hey.
Oh, hi. I kinda thought you'd never talk to us again.
I understand you're doing this for the village, and that you don't have a choice.
Pretty much, yeah. But look, why don't you go talk to Popola? I think she wanted to discuss the Shadow Lord with you.
I'm headed there next. Oh, and Devila?
Yeah?
Sorry about yesterday. I shouldn't have lost my temper like that.
You don't need to apologize. Anyone would be upset when their friends are hurting. Let Emil and Kaine know that we're sorry, alright?
Alright.
We're changing dialogue there. Okay, before I talk to them, actually no, let's just do it. Go down.
Popola?
Oh, hello.
Look, I want to apologize for
Stop. You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, but neither did you. You're just trying to protect the villagers. And I jumped down your throat for it.
It's very kind of you to say so. Regardless, please don't let it trouble you.
Ahem. I believe there was something you wished to discuss with us.
Oh, right. Yes, about that. You know about the lost shrine, right?
The temple where I was first discovered.
That's it. Well, it seems that the Shadow Lord's lair is connected to it somehow.
Oh, it was right under our pages the whole time.
But the bridge that leads there is unusable.
So take a boat.
A boat?
Yes. The canal's finally been repaired. It took a lot longer than expected. What with the shades and all. I also asked them to provide a boat at the path to the Lost Shrine's back entrance. The ferryman will let you use it free of charge. That should make it easier for you to move from town to town.
Thanks, Popola. I feel like you've done so much for me. I'm really grateful. All right, I'll see you around.
And for the love of everything, be careful.
It's so weird how they led us astray, like doing all these bits and pieces, progressing. That makes you wonder, like, maybe they could have just done other things to try and stop our character from getting closer and closer to what was going on.
The path above the entrance to the shopping district should lead to the boat landing.
How excellent to know the canal is finished. Hopefully this puts our days of running all over behind us.
The faster we can move, the faster we can save Yona. Let's use it as often as we need.
Ah, just the person I wanted to see. Do you have a moment?
I didn't finish your side mission.
What's up?
Our water wheel is on its last legs. I'd like to shore it up, but the job is a little beyond my skill set.
This is a wise thought on your part. That wheel is a machine of not insignificant age.
I suppose we'd all be in trouble if it broke. So what do we need?
Replacing the axle and the paddleboards should suffice for now. I believe the strange thing store in Facade should have everything we need.
All right, we'll head there when we have a minute.
Thank you. And while you're gone, I'll track down someone to do the actual repair work.
Man, pushed.
Yes, there's a whole bunch of side quests that are sitting in here as well.
Which job should I give you first?
Okay, so I never finished the scattered cargo.
Want to go to Seafront? I've got a request from a lady there. Actually, it's more like a demand. Wish I could boss people around like this. I wrote down the client's location on your map, so...
Yep. Which one did I miss here?
Hey, you.
Oh,
You ever
treasure
seen
map.
a treasure map before?
A treasure map?
Yeah, a treasure map. You know, a map that shows you where to find buried treasure. I'm collecting them. My lifelong dream is to one day roll naked in a pile of sweet, sweet treasure.
Wouldn't that hurt your nads? Like rolling around on like metal objects naked? I'm just saying.
That's an interesting dream.
It's like back in the day when you used to watch like DuckTales or something. You see Scrooge Duck dive into like a pool of coins. Not possible.
So that's why I'm looking for a new treasure map or two. If you find one, bring it on over to me, all right?
Dude, like it's just
Sure thing.
it's a complete mindfuck now. Like
I guess I should know where to look for a treasure map before telling the guy sure thing.
One could hardly expect to stumble across such a thing lying on the ground. Perhaps we should look for a place where old documents are stored.
Old documents, huh?
it's a complete mindfuck now, right? Because now it's like, I mean, we know now. Like,
How about
none of this is. I mean, are they real? Like they're just literally replicants with no souls. It's just absolutely fucking mind-boggling.
Hey, look who it is. Remember me?
That red bag. My pages. You're the slovenly half of that couple who refused to stop arguing.
Hey, it's been a while.
Sure has. I've been in charge of this canal since we last talked. Apparently I did a pretty good job with it because they decided to make me the permanent ferryman.
Oh yeah, huh? Congrats.
Thanks. Still, it's not all puppies and unicorns. The old ball and chain is always harping on me now about how much I work. Anyway, if you got a place to be, just let me know and I'll take you there.
So before I go to the Lost Shrine, I want to pick up as many side missions as possible, so at least I know where I need to go and all that stuff. Like just while I'm there in that area, I just want to collect them all first. And I start planning them, because the thing is that some of the weapons are tied to side missions. So tonight's going to require me to do a little bit of reading to find out. So I guess in a way, once I've done all the side missions for the second playthrough, that means that ending C should be much easier, so I don't have to worry about anything, and I have all the weapons.
It's you. I've heard a great many
And
stories about you.
yeah, skip this because I know this.
About that.
She's got to tell us to go look for like cargo.
Oh, no need to be
She
so
will
modest.
also ask us
After
not to look
all,
inside
I
the
may
box.
have a job for someone with.
I'm listening.
I need this.
So anyway,
Sure.
the plan is
I
to
was shipping.
Hey, it's your...
finish the side quest in this playthrough. So then when I do the third playthrough, it's just straight story. Like just back to back, we just know what's going on with it. Easy. And then reading from the guide. Again, no spoilers or anything. The guides don't tell me a spoiler, it just tells me how to unlock the endings. Once ending C is done, it's a case of reloading to a certain point, because apparently ending C and D all come down to a choice. Oh man, that means I've got to do all the fishing stuff for this guy too. Shit. I think a lot of the uninteresting stuff I'll do off stream. Yeah, we know about the ship. That's the first cargo.
Hey,
This... She doesn't want us.
A wise choice.
I don't know if there's going to be any more missions here.
Of others is a vulgar habit.
What was I saying? Yeah, all the grindy stuff that I need to farm materials or something, I'll probably just do it offline. There's nothing up here. The fishing parts, it's not really needed. It's all RNG based. You're just gonna sit there and fish. Like, I had to do it for the first five side quests for that guy, and yeah, it was not fun. But this game basically is like a giant urn simulator. Like, I've got my thoughts about the game already. But I guess I'll save it until I've seen the complete story. So I think it's the story that's really going to carry this. Desert. How far are we? How are these shades now? There used to be just wolves in here. I need the ore, so I need to also look at weapon upgrades. Small shortcut. Very, very tiny shortcut. So there's this guy here. You want something?
Sure.
Alright, flower seeds. Pink moonflower.
If I can track them down.
This guy.
Hi there. Do you carry axe?
Oh, he's out of stock.
Gotcha.
Water wheels are great.
And he wanted... What did he want? Iron ore. Oh, shit. Okay. I think that needs to be bought.
But they're a pain in the butt to maintain.
In the past, humans harnessed different methods to provide energy.
Like what?
One such method was achieved through the intricate compounding of iron and fire.
Wow. What did they do with
We'll do a
that?
quick check to see if there's anything else out here.
It could be used to power large iron crates called trains, or illuminate whole cities against the
Thanks for the king.
What kind?
Yeah, we need a mask. Mask's the king. 10 alloy, yep. Got that crystal. Okay. Need to find out where I get crystals from.
Yeah, no thanks.
Why not?
Who wants to move a big iron crate? And how am I supposed to sleep if it's all bright outside?
Well, I suppose if you wish to look at it that way.
Besides, my life is lots of fun already.
If more people were like you, Emil, this world might not be half bad.
I don't think there's anything else. Just to make sure. Unless she's got another quest. Nope. Okay. So, the moon seeds, I don't recall where they were. They were in Seafront, I think. Maybe I need to check again.
I wonder if these people use the same mask for life.
Beats me. Maybe they wash them.
Still more hygienic than a bundle of paper stuck in the same shitty cover for life.
There is no...
Okay, no. Wait, if I go back to the graveyard, I take the ship. Okay, yep, I know what I'm gonna do. Maybe the entrance was closer. I feel like it was closer.
Oh there!
We'll head back to the village. So there are things I need to get for the junk heap as well. So I'm sure after doing the shrine, it's going to unlock more side missions. So fun. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is we're going to head back, we're going to do a save. We are going to stop for this evening because I feel like a lot of the things that are going on, to be honest, I need to go to the bathroom, and after that I don't even know if I want to continue on with it because I know that it's a lot of farming and everything else. So we're going to end the stream here for this evening. We're going to carry on tomorrow night because Thursday I will be busy. Tomorrow night we're going to carry on. So I think it's just a good time overall. So it allows everyone to unwind a little bit, you know, do some Maple Story farming or whatever it is that you're planning to do for the rest of the evening, by all means. But yeah, we will stop here. Thank you for sticking around if you're still around. Much appreciated. It was interesting to see exactly how this first ending goes. Hopefully, I don't see ourselves getting ending B tomorrow night, but hopefully we'll get ending B by the weekend. And then we'll follow up with ending C and D either Sunday or Monday. So, again, thank you for sticking around if you're still around. Much appreciated. I hope the rest of the week goes very well. If I don't see you throughout the rest of this week, it is Wednesday tomorrow, so happy hump day. Yeah, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are, and until next time. Bye.